Okay, guys, I hope you can see everything okay. Let's see. There's not too much glare. All right. So, hello, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy and Tarot. My name is Kirsten. I'm gonna do another Trump. Sorry, not Trump. that's habit. I'm gonna do another Putin, Ukraine, Zelensky update. And this is a reading I laid yesterday. And please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And make sure you share this video in order for people to see it, because my channel doesn't get rotated. And please, can anyone watching let me know if you can hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? And then I'll get started. Let me know if you can hear me. I really would appreciate someone telling me you can hear me okay. Can I get a yes somewhere from somebody? All right, I'll just proceed. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right. This is not a reading for the faint-hearted. It's going to be a part 2 because I can't do it all right now. And I'll try to get to the second part tomorrow. So I've asked the question, what is the most likely next move for Putin and China around the issue of the Ukraine war within the next 11 to 15 days? So between now and mid-April. And I laid the cards on Monday, March 28th. So within the next 11 to 15 days, give or take a day or two, what are the next likely moves of China and Putin? That's the question. Okay. All right, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm getting started now. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and share the video. All right, so it's kind of like we're got the same positions as in the last 2 readings we did, except say Putin's here in the center. We got Ukraine here to the left. We've got to the right of the center NATO, and to the right of that America, Biden. And now in this corner we've got China. And so we want to see the dynamics between them, and it all will be kind of simultaneous. So there might be some repeat information. But that's good because it means that it's clarifying the reading. As I was laying these cards out, I suddenly got the quote from Poltergeist. I never sensed anything like it. I don't know what hovers over this house, but it was strong enough to punch a hole in this world and take your daughter away from you. And it keeps Carol Ann very close to it, away from the spectral light. I have no idea what that's trying to say, but I immediately got an image of Ivanka Trump. This is not a Trump reading, but I feel that has something to do with her. Anyway, let's get started with the reading. Putin and Russia is represented by the Queen of Cups. And I'm using my infamous 12 chairs tarot deck. Aren't too many of these available. Queen of Cups reverse. So as you can see in the card, the energy is kind of desperate. All right. Traditionally, the meaning of the Queen of Cups is someone who's emotionally cold and unavailable. They've been hurt. They're angry. The Queen of Cups reverse doesn't give 2 shits or a fucks, and she is not thinking very rationally. And there's coldness. I'm feeling like there might be an issue or a problem, with Putin or his soldiers. The cold might become a problem. It seems like Putin is backed into a corner, or on some issue, he may be backed into a corner. Something has hardened the hearts of his people towards him, and it hurts very much. Putin is feeling unsupported, lonely, sad, upset, angry, unbalanced, and he's not reasoning or coping very well, and he's reaching a boiling point. His stress levels are on high. He's having trouble dealing with internal Russia struggles, growing struggles within the country, and within his troops. Lots of stuff that he's trying to keep quiet or keep bottled up. And he's out of touch with the people, his forces. And he's trying to restrict their expressions by arresting and seizing. He's not thinking rationally right now, and like I said, he's at a boiling point. He's analyzing the people in his inner circle and in his forces, in his land, for who is loyal. And the people that I mentioned in his land, in his inner circle, in his forces, are growingly dissatisfied from feeling disconnected from information and resources. So trouble is all around Putin right now. Not only around this war, but inside Russia. And it's growing. He's becoming really paranoid. Super, super duper paranoid. NATO has... Well, let's talk about Ukraine, okay? Because Ukraine is the scary part of the reading, right? Can you guys see? Okay. Ukraine has... 2 cards fell out. The Ten of Swords and the King of Cups fell out when I shuffled for Ukraine. The Ten of Swords can symbolize failure, painful endings, harm, disaster, tragedy, death, betrayal, backstabbing, treachery, being at a point of zero or ruin, in pieces, Khashoggi. You know, this is a bad card. But it usually symbolizes the end of this negative energy, you know. It hits this boiling point, you know what we said, right? And the King of Cups could represent a good guy, a president of a nation or nations, or God itself, the good guy, lending support and help to the devastated man and land and people of Ukraine. Devastated. He's devastated in this card. There's devastation in this card. The Ten of Swords is the energy of Ukraine and Zelensky. It doesn't always have to mean death, but if there is a death card, a true death card in the tarot, it is the Ten of Swords. It can also mean an ending in a painful way, to a painful cycle, or an ending in a painful way. Okay? There may be major death or painful ending for Ukraine or for Zelensky. And help coming in. This could be a tragic event overall. And help coming in from the good guys. NATO, Biden, God, to help, to heal, to save, to rescue the energies in devastation at the end. And it's coming. Something painful is coming. And they need help and rescue. SOS, man. SOS, God. Time is ticking away. nervously ticking away. And it's a brutal, painful end. So I can't leave it like that. Let's try to clarify a little bit more. So I asked, what exactly does this Ten of Swords mean towards Ukraine? What exactly does this Ten of Swords mean towards Zelensky? All right, so for the Ukrainian people and the soldiers, there's a feeling of helplessness and powerlessness, as clarified by this some money card. Helplessness and powerlessness, as something comes crashing in suddenly, a sudden end, and they feel as if they are being attacked, and they're asking for pity, they're asking for compassion. Can you see that? Asking for pity and asking for compassion, and crying, poor me. They've martyred themselves, and they're suffering as a result. And some money says that they have to hang in there, right? And adjust the situation as best they can while they wait for a rescue. They are running out of time, but will continue to martyr themselves. They're in great need and requiring assistance. Their cry for help is heard, and the good guy is coming to bring their suffering to an end. They're willing to die for the country. That's the Ukrainian energy, the people, the soldiers. Now let's talk about Zelensky. He's got the loss of money card reversed, clarifying the Ten of Swords for him and his energy. So we can try to get a little bit more specific what this is saying. Now, Zelensky feels backstabbed, betrayed. I told you last week in my last two readings, the last couple of weeks, there was a lot of betrayal around Zelensky. Not only from someone close, but someone he's getting advice from. And I saw betrayal from something offered from Putin. It's betrayal. Says he's betrayed by someone he can trust, and he feels incredibly hurt. He may be incredibly hurt and shocked by the betrayal. Now, the hurt could be, mental and emotional, but it could also be physical. It's not defining which. And it says we as a collective will also be utterly shocked by this happening or tragic event. When it's reversed, it means a final loss of money. Here, the money is lost, but you might be recovered. Here, the loss is final. Right? What one is seeking is delayed. I told you, the chances were it wasn't going to get it in time. That help, that aid, that whatever it was he was asking for. It finally does come. It comes too late. He doesn't get the help he asked for. In time, it's a final loss. Time has run out. And it's over. It's over. This is due to a bad decision based on bad advice from someone trusted or by a hidden truth. Remember I said there were dark secrets around Zelensky? Like talks or something, some kind of secrets, dialogue kept secret from Zelensky. That's what this is based on now, this final loss. And it says what has been lost is not likely to be recovered or will be extremely difficult to recover. And that's Zelensky's energy. I'll let you interpret that as you will, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only, not for the faint of heart. The King of Cups also fell out, representing Ukraine and Zelensky. Now, I feel this is talking about the good guy, the good guys, the people on his side, help from NATO, help from U.S., Biden, help from the hand of God, reaching out to help and save, to rescue the survivors. right? A doctor works to save the life of many lives, or maybe to save the life of Zelensky. I truly hope I'm wrong. I really do hope that I'm wrong. I have been wrong before. I don't like to be wrong, but I hope that I'm wrong, okay? And I've been wrong before. Remember Avenatti? I was wrong about Avenatti. I was seduced by the blue eyes and the swag. But I hope I'm really wrong here. I truly do. This is a dangerous time right now, and things are going to escalate between now and 15th of April. That's what I feel, okay? And I hope I'm wrong. Doctors work to save lives, or to save a life. Could be Zelensky's. And this is clarified, the King of Cups is clarified by the delay reversed. Everything's reversed. This talks about the same thing, but it's not as long a delay as it could be if it were upright. Help does not arrive in time, once again clarified by a clarifier, to prevent the disaster or tragedy. The situation will call for everyone to stay calm and keep a cool head and be patient for rescue or help. It says that there is, with this temperance card, which I'll be reading these cards on this bottom row next, probably tomorrow. But with this temperance card talks about some kind of peace or neutrality, need for, if there is peace and neutrality in the talks that are happening right now, the Knight of Cups, that comes out of these talks, these delicate discussions that are happening right now, if there is any peace or neutrality or zone set up or understanding, it won't have a long duration, the Temperance is trying to say, right? And this could be how China comes into the picture, right? When that promise gets broken or that line gets crossed, then China comes into the picture. But will China be helping Ukraine or and NATO, or helping Putin? So let's talk about China. Wasn't there a song in the 80s called China, China? Someone give me tell me if that was true, because it's in my head. China, China, like an early 80s song. Anyway. Okay, China. China. Let's do China. China's got the Knight of Cups upright, and is clarified by two cards, the Success reverse and the Important Disclosure, Important Revelation reverse. Okay? So Knight of Cups says China definitely is going to be getting involved here, right? Getting involved in the talks more strongly. And they're using their persuasion or coercion to make a deal, using their persuasion, their charms, or coercion to make a deal. Are their intentions pure or evil is the question from China. Because they are friend to Russia, to Putin, but it may be that they betray Russia to help Ukraine. When I asked with my pendulum, I was told that China shows support to friendship towards Putin, but it will be insincere support. Okay? But they're tricky to read. This is tricky to read, okay? So, clarified by, hope everybody can see everything okay. I'm not, like, I have to stretch my head to see the camera frame. So, I don't know. China shows supportive friendship to Putin, but is insincere in the support. And it's clarified by the success reverse. Okay, seems like China's being a bit of a player, right? Says the Knight of Cups, he can be sincere or he can be a player. In this case, he's a player. China's being a player, and is dissatisfied by China is dissatisfied, or the Emperor of China, or the President of China, is dissatisfied by events that are hindering their plans and agendas, because they had some serious plans and agendas that they wanted to put into play. But because of this economic loss and situation, they have to hold off. At the same time, they will be using their charms to take advantage of events going on, having to do with resources, having to do with valuables, having to do with investments or the markets. So China's going to be taking advantage of the situation. If they are promising something to Ukraine or to NATO, it's likely deceit, or is only if to their advantage will the deal be made. They had some plans of their own, like I told you before, but they have to wait, and he's quite discouraged about that. The important revelation also clarifies that Knight of Cups. So China is becoming nervous and anxious, right? And it could be due to these events that are tensing up and building up. Or maybe someone is expressing their nervousness and anxiousness to them or to the president, and press to get involved, right? Press to get involved. I see China getting involved eventually and justifying having done so by denying facts or truths that are available. Okay? That's what this card says. They will deny truths or facts available and justify their actions. I think this was reversed. And we are told by Spirit to ask that the spirit of China would work on the side of NATO, because China will have a very, very impactful effect on how all of this winds up and ends. Okay, they're going to make the difference. That's what my cards say. So that's what I have so far. Oh, did I read NATO? No, I didn't read NATO. Let's read NATO and America. Okay, America is part of NATO, but I have them separate here so we can see certain actions on the side of America. Hopefully I didn't read it already. NATO has a 9 of Wands, so there's anticipation, intense preparation. They're putting up guard and shields. They're preparing for a final battle. So, like I said, there's some kind of event, highly tragic, and it's making Putin's not thinking rationally. Putin is not reasoning rationally, and I feel like matters will begin to escalate. All these things are happening at the same time, so this is bam, what happens to Ukraine. This is bam, what's going on with Putin. This is bam, what NATO is doing. This is bam, what China has to do now. It's all happening at the same, it's all layered at the same time, right? So 9 of Wands, NATO as a whole, is anticipating tensely preparing for something, a final battle, or what is coming next. And they're setting up strategic guard defenses at all their borders. Forces are in ready stance for what is next. Reconciliation clarifies the 9 of Wands. So, NATO, they're trying to make some kind of truce. They're trying to get some kind of balance or truce or resolve. and to get another strategic support. I think that's China, right? So they're trying to, maybe those are the secret talks. I don't know. US, Biden, and NATO are also very united on a plan of action or strategy. Okay? That's what I see. Now let's talk about US, Biden. We got the Four of Pentacles sitting on top of the secret server. Old school. If you were privy to my readings in the past, that was the secret server card. All right, Four of Pentacles reversed. Here you're holding on to your resources out of fear of expression, scarcity, loss. Here you opened up, right? And you're sharing now. You're giving what you were once holding back. The U.S. isn't holding back anymore. When these events take place, the U.S. doesn't hold back anymore. They were holding back in my last two readings, right? In this reading, they stopped holding back. Now, they're spending a lot of money, man. Too much money supplying aid and weapons. But that's what they're doing. And there's some kind of shit that's going to be coming out in the next 2 weeks. Is going to blow up the place. I speak in nuances and many levels and layers. I don't want to alarm anybody. Tower is not a good card. But right now I'm seeing chaos around the White House, around the government, in the land, in the country. This may involve the insurrection. This may involve a couple, Ivanka, Jared, some Trump shit. This may involve Ukraine, Russia, right? Because there's a warning in the tower. Sound the alarm. A sounded alarm maybe around the situation that's tensely building with Russia, right? I clarified the Four of Pentacles reverse, and I got two cards fell out. A dark-haired woman and a dark-haired man fell out in reverse. This could refer to a couple. Remember, we have the Lovers here in the reading. Sorry, I'm out of the frame. What couple? I don't know. Could be Ivanka Jared. Maybe it's Jenny Thomas and Clarence Thomas. Maybe at the root she has dark hair. I don't know. I don't know why it says the dark-haired woman, but it could be because of the energy of the card and not necessarily the hair color, right? We have to give some leniences here. But dark-haired woman and a dark-haired man is obviously a couple, and we have the Lovers here to confirm that, which may be affecting the U.S. Energy in the next 2 weeks very strongly. And the Tower card is beneath all that. So let's check it out. Okay, what? The dark-haired woman could refer to someone who is deceptive and traitorous. Both the dark-haired woman and the dark-haired man refer to treason and traitors. Okay? The dark-haired woman challenges Biden, the U.S., the country, the democracy, right? Throwing it into chaos through plots and schemes, using deceit and treachery. That's some of the shit that's going to be coming out in the next 2 weeks. It's gonna get bad, okay? Or it's just gonna be really in the news. Dark-haired man is likely her accomplice or partner. This is someone who may be short or small in frame, or who may have a Napoleon complex. This person is not easily intimidated and will not back down or step down. There's a lot of stubbornness and arrogance in this man's energy, even though he is not up to the job or the task. And there's clear failure and defeat around this energy, yet they refuse to back down or to step down. So in a case where someone should resign, back down, or step down, this energy will not. And that's what I have for you guys so far. I will go ahead and work on interpreting the bottom row for you and present that to you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your likes. Thank you so much for sharing this video, guys. I mean, I need you to help share the video because my channel doesn't get rotated. But we're not going to dwell on that. We just have to say that so that I can get your support to share it, okay? So thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who has supported, subscribed, who's hit that like button, who's left comments. I read them all. I don't always comment on them all, but I read them all, and it is very encouraging, and I thank you so much. And let's all keep praying that this situation will get righted, and that that God's solution will be provided, and I know it will be. We just all need to vibrate at that place of solution and not of fear. And I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I'm just trying to let you know that we got to check our energies right now in order to shift the momentum, in order to shift the direction that we're going in, okay? So I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, God bless. Bye.